YouTube, what up? We are back. NFL Week 2 recap. Trying out a new camera angle for this video, so hopefully it comes out okay. But yeah, let's run through some of our Week 2 bets and get started here. It was another week that we had so much potential, and it just ended up disappointing in the end. We had a lot of bad beats, I got to be honest. I don't want to be the guy that's always complaining, but it's just true. If a play is just a bad play, I'll admit that, and there was one of those. But it was just we had 2 bad beats this week. I already posted this on Twitter, but so for the season, well, first off, let me start with the week. So for the week, we went 2-3. That puts us at the season at 5-6, and we're down about 1.45 units. So it's still very close to break even. We could just with a good little run here, we can get right back on track. So it's nothing to get too down on myself about. But, I got to be transparent with the numbers. When we win, we celebrate. When we lose, we're honest and we share the results. So that's how it goes. At the end of the day, a lot of this comes down to luck. It's like in poker, if you have pocket aces and on the other side you're playing 9-8, even though you have the better odds of winning that hand, you have an outcome of the flop in the river that you don't have control over. So you can only go based on pre-flop, and that's essentially what we're doing when we bet. So we, a lot of things are out of our control. We just do our best to analyze the pregame stuff. With all that being said, we went 2-3. Our winners for this week, our winners for this week were the Vikings. We got them at +6. They won outright against the Niners. And then our other winner, which almost lost somehow. They should have won the game. I'll go deeper into depth, but the Patriots +3.5. They covered. They lost in overtime by 3. So that's why we were so happy to get that 3.5 number, because I literally said in the analysis that it could go 3, and it was just a good number to get. Okay, so those were our winners. On the not so fun side, our losers, we'll start off with the worst loser we had, Jaguars -3. That wasn't even close. I don't know what the fuck is going on with Trevor Lawrence and the Jaguars as a whole. And the Browns, it's not like the Browns were great. Browns were still shit. The Jaguars were just somehow more shit than the Browns. So that wasn't a fun one, but I'm not going to complain about that one. They didn't play well at all. We didn't deserve to cover that. The other 2 games, though, I will go deeper in depth. But first, we had the Titans +4 hosting the Jets. They're winning and tied like most of the game, and they lose by 7 at the end. We'll go deeper into that. That was a rough one. And our other rough one, Sunday Night Football, the Texans -6.5. Somebody might have fumbled on the goal line and fucked us over. So we will talk about that more in depth in a second. But that was our rundown, 2-3. I really think we should have went 4-1 if we're taking luck out of the equation. But it is what it is. 2-3 is what's going to show up on the scoreboard. All we can do is move on to the next week and trust our process. We'll play out in the long term with enough numbers to balance out luck on both sides. So let's start with our losers. We will start with the Jaguars -3 hosting the Cleveland Browns. A lot of these games were on at 10 a.m. and so it's hard to catch every single play from every game. I mostly just watched it on Red Zone and watched that way. So I can't say I watched the whole game and know what happened, but from what I saw, Trevor Lawrence looked horrible. He looked like he was finally getting his rhythm at the end, but I think he had it was either 16 or 26 passing yards at halftime, which is insane. I know the Browns have a decent defense, but fuck that. No defense is just that good. Trevor Lawrence was shitty. I felt like I seen him miss throws that were just not even close. Little weird personnel issue with them pregame. Evan Ingram, I think, was supposed to be good to go all week, and then out of nowhere he couldn't play. So maybe that threw some stuff off for them. I don't know, though. That was just a rough one. Not a ton to say on it. Just didn't work out. Jags -3 loser. All right, let's get into the fun ones here. Titans +4 hosting the pitiful New York Jets. Good Lord, this fucking guy, Will Levis, is trying to take life off of everybody that bets on him. It's unbelievable, this guy. I bet on them week 1. I bet on them week 2. Both games should have been easy covers. Both games somehow don't cover. The dumb bettors get rewarded yet again. Week 1, we already know what happened. 17-0, blew that by just throwing the ball away, block punt, yada, yada, yada. Week 2, very similar. Let's start with the blocked punt. Titans. The Titans they're playing pretty well most of these games. we got to get the fucking special teams in line here. You cannot win games in the NFL consistently and cover if you're getting fucking punts blocked, bro. That's literally the easiest shit of all time for an opponent to just score off of. They block the punt, it's either a touchdown or they're right there in your red zone. Guys, punt blocks are so rare. You guys have 100% punt block rate in the past 2 weeks. Stop getting your punts blocked. Figure it out. I don't know how to fucking do it. I'm not a special teams guy. You have a guy on staff that does it. Maybe fire him. Hire somebody that knows how to do it. Fix it. It's an easy fix. Why? Because nobody else gets their punts blocked this regularly. So I love the Titans coach. I love how he ripped in the Will Levis after the game and in the game I should say, and then was honest about it in the post game. Big fan of that guy, but yeah, this team is fucking annoying. And then Will Levis, what he got ripped for, this also cost us 3 points. They're in the red zone. They're up, I think it was 7-0. And I think it was third down. They're about to kick a field goal if they don't get it. And this fucking idiot just is falling down and he slings the ball backwards, basically on the ground. And it's like the easiest fumble of all time for the Jets. Coach rips him, says, "What the fuck are you doing?" Well deserved. Will Levis, dog, that fucker owes me some money. That dude is so bad at just simple decisions, bro. Like, third down, you have a lead, protect the ball, take a sack, kick a field goal. It's not that big a deal. Points in the red zone are very important, especially when you're not expected to do well. So, or you're the underdog. Every point matters. So, is what it is. Bad beat. That should have been a winner. Moving on to the next game. We'll do another fun one here. Houston Texans -6.5. This is a game that I really expected the Texans to beat the Bears by 70 points. Like, I didn't think this shit should have been close at all. I think the Bears are one of the worst teams in the league. And Texans one of the best. I think the line is just goofy that they put on the Bears these days. But is what it is. We'll get into that later in the week probably. But Houston Texans, they kicked a lot of long field goals. Settling for threes wasn't great. Should have been more touchdowns. But let's just talk. Halftime, 16-10 Texans. End of the game. I don't know what it was. Last 3, 4, 5 minutes. Basically towards the end game. Texans are up 16-10. Joe Mixon gets hurt. They put this fucking loser that the Rams cut, Cam Akers, in because he can't protect the football, which is pretty important in the NFL, especially at the running back position. They're at the 4-yard line, and this absolute loser fumbles on the 4 fucking yard line. They're about to score and go up either 23-10 with a touchdown, or worst case scenario, they can't get a few yards. It's 19-10. Or I'm sorry, I fucked that up. It was already 19-10. So it would have been 26-10 or 22-10. Okay? So we would have had a nice cushion there for our 6.5. This moron just fumbles the ball. Absolute loser. Should be cut immediately. Should never see a football field ever again. It's just, I think he should take up a different sport or maybe a different profession. It's just not for him. You got to hold on to the ball. So he fumbles there. Bears drive down. They kick a fucking 10,000-yard field goal. That meant nothing really in the game. They just had to kick it to fuck up the spread. They couldn't, try to get a touchdown. They had to kick the long field goal. Narrows the deficit from 9. It was 19-10. 19-13. We're laying 6.5. We get totally fucked. Cam Akers, that one was pretty much on him. So what are you gonna do? Another bad beat there. We should have been 4-1 on this week. But the Titans and the Texans, just brutal beats. Jaguars, legit loss. No complaints there. We will move on to the winners now. So, on the winning side, we had the Vikings +6. They went outright against the 49ers. This was a perfect call. Pretty much went how I said. I thought this was going to be a very close game. I thought it was going to go either way. I said Niners probably win the game, but it really wasn't sure. I think I'm almost positive I said in my video, don't be surprised if the Vikings actually win this game. I feel like it would go 3 either way. And the line was just too high at +6. So we took advantage of that. Dude, we got to talk about the Vikings coach. I don't want to fuck up his name. I think it's O'Connell. I think it's Kevin O'Connell. He's the man. I mean, you look at Kirk Cousins with Atlanta, it doesn't look as good as he did with Minnesota, at least not right out the get. And this guy made Kirk look good. He's making Sam Darnold look like the fucking man because we know what Sam Darnold was before him. I bet against Sam Darnold week 1 because I've seen his career. Yeah, Sam looks like the man now. Green eggs and Sam, baby. That's the guy that made us money this weekend. So we rolled with him +6. I mean, that touchdown of Justin Jefferson, like, what was it, 99 or 97-yard bomb? Dude, must-watch TV every time Justin Jefferson gets going. That was one of the best plays of the year. Probably will end that way. But, yeah, most underrated guy in the league is not a player. It's the defensive coordinator for the Vikings, Brian Flores. This guy is an absolute demon. He puts so much pressure on the opposing quarterbacks. He throws the nastiest fronts and nastiest blitzes, constant pressure. He is so good at making the opposing quarterback make mistakes. Probably my favorite DC in the league. That is going to be a pain in the ass defense, regardless of the personnel, just because the way he runs it, his system is just nasty. So Brian Flores and the Vikings with Kevin O'Connell running it, it's just a nasty system. Interesting team, man. Very interesting team. We will see if they're able to keep this up with Sam Darnold, but for right now, very, very interesting. And our final winner, this has been the team that's best to us this season. The New England Patriots come through for us yet again. We had them in week 1 against the Bengals. They won outright. We had them +8.5. They win outright. Jacoby Brissett, I've been saying, it's better than people think, and that defense is pretty solid. We saw that in the first 2 weeks, and this is a team that doesn't make a lot of mistakes. They protect the ball. They do the opposite of what the Titans do. They don't fucking give the games away. They keep it nasty. They keep it close, and that's all we could really ask when we're betting on underdogs. Just make it close. We don't need them to win. They should have won this game. They had a 48-year-old field goal. That's good. They had a 48-yard field goal to literally win the game. Gets blocked. Fucking brutal, bro. Gets blocked. Goes to overtime. And thankfully, they throw an interception in overtime. Thankfully, Seattle doesn't break off a big touchdown play. They got down to like the 10-yard line in New England, and they took their points. Thank God the coach didn't try to be a fucking hero and fuck us out of our money. Good job, coach. Smart decision. Take the points. Go up 3. You win your game. We win our bet on the other side. Everybody's happy. Thank God that one came through. Yeah, that was a great bet. Patriots +3.5 winner. And I think that's it, boys. I think that's going to do it. 2-3 on the weekend. Hopefully we do better this weekend. Hopefully this luck balances out. I know it seems like I'm complaining, but I feel like I have good reasons to believe that 2 of our games should have won. I'm not making any excuses for the Jaguars game. It was horrible. But the big 1% fluke plays that changed the game, the block punts, the super unnecessary fumbles, those kind of things, it is what it is. So we will post pick plays throughout the week and hope to get on track, I should say, to start getting the season rolling in a positive way. Those videos will be more fun. They'll probably be less entertaining because it's probably more fun to watch me yell about the fumbles. But I wanna prove that I can do this and I got a good track record. So we will stick with it and hopefully we have a winning weekend. That's all I got for you boys. I will see you later in the week. Peace.